Breaking this morning, a major escalation in the war in Gaza. What we're learning about Israel's overnight operation into Gaza City.
Plus, vaccine access, the new action being taken by Governor Evers.
And school zone injuries, what's being done to keep kids safe, and the way you can help. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to News 3. Now this morning on your Tuesday, I'm Kyrie Lee.
I'm Chris Stanford. Thank you for joining us. It is not feeling like we are on the back half of September this morning.
No, we have 5 more days left of summer, so it's, just chugging along here, which I love to see it.
That is it. Let's check in with Savannah Brito, who is back from vacation. Oh, how's it feel to be back? You missed us, didn't you?
I did, yeah, of course. I missed the warmer weather. I know. You guys were significantly warmer down here. I was upstate in Minocqua for the weekend camping, and temperatures were still nice there, don't get me wrong, but it was a lot warmer down here. Excited to be back to the summer-like weather. 7 miles in Madison. We are starting the morning off with a little bit of patchy fog. Janesville right now has a reading of 5 miles. They were holding at 0, though, so Cross Rock County and southeast of Madison, that's where the most dense of fog is early this morning. Lone Rock back up to 9 miles, Boscobel's at 7. The majority of areas west of Madison and north are up to 10, which is full visibility. 57's our current temperature. Winds are calm, but notice the dew point and the temperature exactly the same. We have higher humidity levels, that and the calm winds driving the fog, but areas west of Madison are still in the 60s, so it's a pretty mild start for everyone across southern Wisconsin, and that will set the tone for later in the day. We've got the 80s that are going to return, but that sunset 7:05, so getting closer and closer to 7 p.m. on the dot.
Savannah, thank you. Breaking this morning, Israel is now launching a new ground offensive into Gaza City.
The Israeli military saying this morning this major escalation is aimed to destroy Hamas's military infrastructure. We have been taking a live look at Gaza City all morning, monitoring the situation, and I've seen heavy smoke billowing from the streets of the city, although at this hour it looks more calm. The Shifa Hospital right here says that 34 people were killed overnight in the offensive. Dozens more have arrived at the hospital with injuries. The United Nations this morning estimating that over 220,000 Palestinians have evacuated the city over the past month.
I'm coming from death, indiscriminate bombardments, martyrs in the streets. Mohammed says it is a miracle we survived.
Also this morning, independent experts commissioned by the UN have just concluded that Israel is committing genocide in Gaza. The move comes just hours after Secretary of State Marco Rubio left Israel for Qatar. We'll continue to monitor the story throughout the morning and provide updates as soon as we get them.
Today marks 9 months since the shooting at Abundant Life Christian School in Madison. On December 16th, a student opened fire inside the school, killing teacher Aaron West and classmate Ruby Vergara before taking her own life. 6 other students were also injured. The shooter's father, Jeffrey Rupp, now faces felony charges related to the shooting, including contributing to a child's delinquency. A criminal complaint says he gave his child access to multiple guns despite knowing about her mental health issues. His attorneys are currently trying to dismiss the complaint against him. He will be in court on December 1st for a motion hearing. And new numbers show more children in Dane County are getting hurt on their way to and from school. Nonprofit Safe Communities reports that last year alone, 3 children between 5 and 18 were injured walking and 2 were injured biking in school zones. Over the past 4 years, 27 kids walking and 19 kids biking have been hurt. In response, 13 local law enforcement agencies are stepping up school zone enforcement this week, issuing citations to drivers who break the rules. It's part of Madison's Vision Zero initiative aimed at eliminating traffic crashes.
Distracted drivers and distracted pedestrians adds to these crashes that involve injuries within the school zones, and then for the drivers in particular, the speed and not being distracted is very important. And we need the phones to be down and for their eyes to be up paying attention within those school zones.
You can help out by putting a slow down yard sign outside your home or business. Those can be picked up at police departments.
Iowa County Sheriff's Office seeking your help this morning to brighten a young boy's day. 5-year-old Callum was found unresponsive in a pool during his birthday celebration at Deer Valley Lodge. After life-saving efforts, he was flown to UW Children's. While his current condition is unknown, they want you to send birthday cards to lift his spirits. You can drop off or mail cards to the Iowa County Sheriff's Office or Barneveld Village Hall. Just mark them Callum's Card Shower.
In other national news this morning, the Trump administration is pushing Congress for more money to protect executive and judicial leaders. The administration is asking for an extra $58 million in security funding. The request comes less than a week after conservative activist Charlie Kirk was assassinated during a college debate in Utah. Kirk's accused killer is due in court today. The funding push also lands as lawmakers in both chambers negotiate a budget to avoid a government shutdown.
Today, a special election is set to be held to refill former Minnesota Representative Melissa Hortman's seat. Hortman and her husband were assassinated in their own home in June. Another Minnesota State Senator, John Hoffman, was injured in that attack. 57-year-old Vance Bowler arrested days after the attack and was charged with state and federal murder charges.
The Federal Reserve Board meets today at a pivotal moment. Fed Governor Lisa Cook will still have a seat at the table after an appeals court blocked President Trump's attempt to remove her. The board also adds a new face, Stephen Myron, confirmed by the Senate late yesterday. Myron is a Trump economic advisor and says he will take an unpaid leave from that role. Many investors expect the Fed to announce a quarter-point rate cut tomorrow.
New this morning, President Trump says he's planning to file a $15 billion defamation and libel suit against the New York Times. He revealed that the lawsuit would be in Florida. Trump has accused the Times of making false statements about him, his family, and his businesses. He did not elaborate on the allegations.
Happening today, Madison's Common Council is set to vote on 3 proposals aimed at easing the city's housing crisis. The first proposal updates height limits for multifamily buildings. The second addresses the city's lot size requirements. The third expands rules to allow more homeowners to build backyard cottages.
Madison Metro Transit drivers have a new contract that's going to be introduced at the City Council meeting tonight. It comes after the city and the union that represents Metro agreed on a contract after 9 months of negotiating. The contract includes a 3% raise every year and a one-time bonus to keep up with inflation. It also gives each employee personal protection equipment. This year, several drivers were attacked on the job.
This contract we penned in and we ratified some language on our internal assaults protocol committee, and we also added a couple days of paid administration leave into the contract for our employees that, unfortunately, if this ever happens again, we hope it doesn't, but if it does, we have some agreements in the contract on how we're going to take care of those employees.
The City Council meeting is this evening at 6:30. If you have a consumer complaint and are looking for help, you can call for action. The Madison Call for Action team is holding a telethon this week that's dedicated to solving your problems. And our very own Michelle Renee Quinn will host. This Thursday from 4 to 7, our Call for Action volunteers will be standing by in the building to take your consumer complaints live. But you can always call for action every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. The number to call is 608-270-2833, or you can submit a claim anytime at channel3000.com.
Well, it might feel a little early to be thinking about Christmas, but apparently it's not. That's because kids can now start sending letters to Santa. Under Operation Santa, the Postal Service links letter writers with generous people and groups who help grant their holiday wishes. Some important tips: the envelope needs to include the writer's full name and return address and Santa's address. It's going to be Santa, 123 Elf Road, North Pole, 88888. Letters need to be postmarked by December 6th.
Come on.
So the countdown is on.
Too early. I'm not ready for that. And there's so much that's going to happen between now and Christmas. I'm just not there yet.
Yeah.
I'm not ready to think about Christmas.
A little more than 3 months. And you know the way these calendar months are flying by.
Yeah.
You'll look up and it's time to go Christmas shopping.
Yeah, a couple of kids' birthdays, Halloween, still Halloween, the
so
costumes.
Don't stress yourself. Just day by day.
Thanksgiving, and then Christmas, and another birthday, and all this stuff.
Lots of things going on.
Plenty to celebrate, plenty to be thankful for.
Yes.
Christmas. Probably the better it is to start planning now, so you're not all rushed.
So you're not stressed out.
Doing the last minute thing, you don't want that.
Exactly. Well, let's check in with Savannah to see what you need to know as you're headed out the door this morning.
Good morning, guys. The big story is the fog. It's not that widespread, and even Janesville that held on to 0 now up to 5, and you can see the most dense of fog that's just to the east of that area. Sheboygan's down to a 1/4 mile. Waukesha's at 1. We're up to 7 right now in Madison. Got a nice day again, very similar to yesterday. More cloud cover west of Madison with a few showers, especially northward, and then we'll see a lot of sunshine and mild temperatures. We'll talk about the string of 80s and how long those could stick around.
Sounds good. Coming up in your sports, the Packers looking to stay perfect. Head coach Matt LaFleur talking with our Packers insider Jason Wilde about what he's doing to keep Green Bay rolling.
Plus, your access to vaccines could change. Governor Tony Evers responds to federal cuts with new state requirements. Those details ahead.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
6:13 in your health news this morning. Governor Evers calling for the Wisconsin Department of Human Services to make sure that you have access to vaccines. The department will now have to monitor immunization recommendations, issue COVID-19 vaccine guidance, and work with other agencies to remove obstacles that would impede vaccine access. It comes as the Trump administration is implementing some new limits on seasonal COVID approvals and canceling millions of dollars in our mRNA funding.
A new study reveals some of the hidden causes of heart attacks in adults under 65, especially women. Mayo Clinic research found that more than half of heart attacks in adult women under 65 aren't caused by clogged arteries, but from non-traditional causes like embolism or other heart conditions. The findings are significant because many of these non-traditional causes are often misdiagnosed.
And Americans could be healthier if we got rid of daylight saving time. That's according to some new research finding that the collective loss of an hour of sleep in March is linked to more heart attacks and fatal traffic accidents in the days after we make the switch. There are some long-term effects as well, according to this study. The sudden change in the amount of light exposure that we get weakens our circadian clock, which can also mean that our immune system and our energy levels are impacted.
Very interesting findings. I know lots of legislation has tried passing to change this, but
how do your
successful.
kids do with daylight saving time? Any adjustments?
Not too bad, actually. They have never been like too I think it's more me than them. So
yeah. Well, now you've got one in school full time.
I think it'll change.
Yeah. I mean that's one of the shifts because that's coming up here. I don't know. Maybe Savannah can fill us in a little bit when we changed time.
Right after Halloween.
Right after Halloween.
A couple days after Halloween, I think.
Okay.
First Saturday in November, I believe. So, I mean, we got like a little bit of time left.
But not much, not much.
No, not much. We only have 5 days of summer left. We turn that calendar to autumn 6 days from today. It's not going to feel fall-like by any means, though. We have a couple of spotty showers up near Camp Douglas, a few across Dane County, so brief drizzle or a little bit of a mist can't be ruled out this morning, but it's not going to last that long. That with the fog, that's where our better chances are this morning. 7 miles in Madison. Janesville was down to 0 and even around a quarter. Now they're up to 5. So some of that fog is being confined to areas just to the east of Janesville. Waukesha's down to 1. Lone Rock's at 9. Most of us are up to 10 though early this morning. The warmer temperatures can be found westward where there is a little bit more cloud cover, keeping them a little bit warmer. 60 this morning in Boscobel, 65 in La Crosse, and 62 in Platteville. We're a little bit cooler than that. That's pretty much exactly where we should be in Madison, 57. Same with Janesville and in Waukesha as well as the Dells. That's kind of the magic number right now across a few of our areas. Little humid, not bad though. That can be expected throughout this upcoming weekend. The next several days, dew points are going to be hovering right about 60, maybe as high as 65. That's still lower than what we had over this weekend. Get ready for the 80s. They're going to stick around for quite some time, the next couple of days at least. And then I think we rebound again after the weekend. We're looking at least the lower 80s. I think we'll see more cloud cover all day, similar to yesterday. West of Madison will be mostly sunny Madison and especially eastward. And that's where the warmer temperatures are going to be. We're looking at the mid 80s here, 85 the forecast high in Madison. We fall into the 50s, right about 60 or so. That's our overnight low as skies clear out. The next couple of days, today, tomorrow, the better chances of spotty showers are going to be north of here across central Wisconsin. I think we stay mostly dry across southern Wisconsin today, tomorrow, and into Thursday. Thursday night into Friday, I think that's when rain chances come up slightly and more specifically over the weekend. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday right now look to be our better rain chances, and still maybe not so much widespread, but that's the better rain chance that we're going to see. As far as temperatures go, we have a little bit of cooler air that's going to settle in during that time frame Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with the next system. But you can see the warmer air up until then. That's separating the cooler air that eventually makes its way to our area. But that gets shoved even further northwest of that area. And we have a major ridge that's going to be building again. So expect well above average temperatures aside of a day or two that we're going to see over the weekend. Stick around for quite some time. I think even at the end of the 10-day forecast, we're still going to be close to the 80-degree mark.
All right, those warm temps, just be stubborn, hanging around.
They're here to stay for quite some time.
All right, thanks, Savannah. All right, let's talk Badgers. Wisconsin football now preparing for Saturday's home game after that 38-14 loss to Alabama over the weekend. Badgers are 2-1, but they got a game against Maryland. First Big Ten action they're going to see this year coming up this weekend. And they are preparing to stare down one of the toughest upcoming stretches in all of college football.
We have to make sure that we aren't just focused on the destination. Saturday will take care of itself. We know there's going to be some ups and downs. We know there's going to be some shots. How we handle those is going to be a really big deal, because the consistency that we need to play with and we need to grow with is going to be what's going to give us the best opportunity, whether it's this Saturday, the following Saturday, 2, 3, 4, 5 Saturdays from now.
All right, thanks, Coach. However, it is still unknown if Wisconsin's star quarterback, Billy Edwards, will be playing on Saturday.
A reminder, the Wisconsin Huddle series airs every Friday, bringing Badger fans exclusive insights from players and behind-the-scenes access you won't get anywhere else. Sports director Andrew Banstra hosting. This week, he'll be joined by Wisconsin football kicker Nathaniel Vacos. That episode airs Friday at 6:30, right after News 3 Now at 6.
And turning to the Packers, the team is getting ready for Sunday's game after last week's matchup against the Commanders.
News 3 Now senior Packers writer Jason Wilde shows us how head coach Matt LaFleur is looking to continue their 2-game winning streak while in Cleveland.
Good morning, everybody from Lambeau Field. The Packers went back to work on Monday after having a mini bye following Thursday night's win here at Lambeau Field over the Washington Commanders. But Matt LaFleur didn't take a whole lot of time off. He told us he watched the Commanders game 5 times from start to finish, looking for little things that his team needed to fix. And when you're 2-0 and looking like one of the best teams in the NFL, there's nothing wrong with a little extra work and making sure that you see the things that need to be improved amid the great start. The Packers will look to extend their record to 3-0 with a win over Cleveland on Sunday against the Browns in Cleveland. We'll have full coverage throughout the week leading up to the game and coverage of the game as well for free at channel3000.com. And while you're there, make sure you sign up for our Packers newsletter, which delivers our coverage directly to your inbox every single day. At Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Jason Wilde, channel3000.com.
Jason, thank you. And still ahead, a longtime breakfast treat celebrates another anniversary, and an expensive price tag for a stroller hitting the market.
Also ahead, a ship previously thought to be missing is now found. Ahead, what folks are saying about the astonishing find. Hey, we're back taking a look at a picture that Savannah snapped on vacation. Did you see the Northern Lights?
I did. You could kind of see it with your visible eye where it was going on the sky, but you had to set your phone to that low exposure setting to actually be able to see it. But it was pretty cool. I just want to see it full blown with the visible eye one day.
Gotta do some traveling.
Aqua. Yeah, I know. We gotta go further north than that in Canada.
I see you got a little pink and purple in there. That's kind of cool.
I know. Was really cool.
Very nice. Well, here's what's trending this morning. First, what is your favorite Pop-Tart flavor?
Cherry.
Really? Okay.
Mine is s'mores.
Oreo or the brown sugar?
It was like 5 the last time I had a Pop-Tart. I don't
know. Okay. Well, you're not on board. I haven't had one in a long time either.
Pop-Tart?
Probably by now.
Strawberry, is that a flavor?
Yeah, strawberry is one. Well, anyways, Pop-Tarts recently celebrated its 61st anniversary. So while Kellogg's invention came to market first, one of the company's biggest rivals, post-consumer brands, had been working on a similar product, but it didn't make the cut, and Kellogg's Pop-Tarts hit the store shelves first. So although it was originally called Fruit Scones, not Pop-Tarts, it took about 3 years for Kellogg's to figure out how to add frosting on the Pop-Tarts that would not melt in the toaster. I always wondered how that worked. Yeah. You know, because it's always so hard. Yes. But we do have to move on to this next story here just because I need reaction. So Luxury Meets Lullabies and Aston Martin's latest release, a $3,000 stroller. I know you two don't have kids yet, but I know
Jack wouldn't get a $3,000
Yeah,
stroller.
Chris and I are parents, and this is not something I'd buy, but it is by the British car maker teamed up with high-end baby brand Egg to create the ultimate ride for your little VIP. Take a look. Does this look like anything out of the ordinary?
It kind of looks cool, but not for $3,000.
Yeah. So it's supposed to resemble the elegant seats of an Aston Martin car, and it comes in 3 different colors and holds kids up to 55 pounds. So if you're interested, here it is. Only available in the UK right now. U.S. customers not sure when it'll be available. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. An
That's your favorite price tag there.
Stroller.
It sure is. Well, guys, we're waking up with some sunshine and some fog, though, right now across Madison and Southeast. We'll talk about the 80s that are going to return.
Breaking this morning, a major escalation in the war in Gaza. Israel launching a ground incursion as the UN puts a new label on the conflict.
Plus, a false Facebook post in Elkhorn sparked outrage and a warning about the dangers of online misinformation.
And a farmer's market staple opening up a new shop where you'll soon be able to get some Stella's spicy cheese bread. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now this morning on a Tuesday. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Kyrie Lee. Thanks for waking up with us this morning. It's September 16th. How are we already more than halfway through September?
Yeah.
5 days left of summer.
That's it.
And it's feeling like it. And so I know that you might be sad, but I'm not. I'm not. I just came up with that little tune right now.
I like that. It's good.
A little,
That's good.
It has a little catch to it.
Like something that's from Sesame Street or like that.
Hey, if they're listening.
There you go. That's your next side hustle, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, hey, we have some warmer temperatures, although, you know, summer's only going to stick around for technically a few more days.
Yes.
You've got some decently warm temperatures that are going to hang around past that.
Yeah, I think we'll be above average at least for the next week, maybe even 2 weeks. Warm all this week. When I say warm, we're looking at about 10 to 15 degrees above average today. That'll slowly decrease the closer to Friday and the weekend we get. That's when we'll be a little bit cooler, but still above average. We've got a couple of chances of showers this week, including this morning. I think the better chance for everyone holds off until we get closer to the weekend. Just some spotty areas. You can see a few dots of green on radar up near Sun Prairie, southeast of the city of Madison and north of Belleville early this morning. There is a decent shower right across the north of Madison and just southeast of the Wisconsin Dells area, and then also northwest and northeast of Camp Douglas. That's where most of our activity is this morning. Also got some fog. It's not super widespread unless you're traveling eastward towards the lake. We'll talk about the sunshine and who has the better chances for seeing more cloud cover as a whole today.
All right, Savannah, thank you. Now, back to breaking news. Israel escalating its assault on Gaza City this morning, launching a new ground incursion. It is a critical moment in the nearly 2-year war.
Independent experts commissioned by the UN have just concluded that Israel is committing genocide in Gaza. Let's take a live look now. Israel bombed the area with heavy strikes overnight. See that live picture here? You can even see some of the smoke in the air there. This strike killed at least 20 people. Israel has warned famine-stricken Gaza City to evacuate. Many say they can't leave because crowding in Gaza South and high transport cost. For many, this isn't new. They've had to load their lives in cars before. They say they have already lost so much and are exhausted.
This man says 25 of his relatives have already been killed. I left only for these children. But I wish a rocket would hit me and I die and find comfort because this is not life, he says, his frustration rising.
We will continue to monitor this breaking news update and we'll send updates as they come in.
New this morning, the Sauk County Sheriff's Office is investigating a deadly crash at Devil's Lake State Park. It happened Sunday evening. Investigators say a high-speed Ford Mustang failed to make a turn while leaving the park and crashed into a tree. The 24-year-old driver from Madison died at the scene. 2 passengers are hospitalized with life-threatening injuries. Authorities have yet to release the identities of those involved.
This morning, Oregon police are asking for your help to find a missing 17-year-old girl believed to be with an older man. Cadence Lee was last seen last Friday in Oregon. She's described as 5'2", last seen wearing black yoga pants and a long-sleeved gray shirt with a headquarters logo. The man is described as being in his 30s or 40s with black hair, a mustache, and a sleeve tattoo on one arm. Police say he's driving a 2015 to 2017 green, dark green Chevrolet SUV. The most recent possible sighting was Sunday around 4:30 p.m. at the Goodwill on East Spring Drive in Madison. Anyone with information is urged to call the Oregon Police Department.
Now to an update in Portage County on an Amber Alert. The biological mother of the 6-year-old girl that was missing is expected in court today. Chelsea Lehman, mother of Ruby Lehman, faces charges of aiding a felon and obstructing an officer. Ruby was found safe last week after an Amber Alert was issued. That also included this man. Authorities have located the uncle, Jordan Coyle, a registered sex offender. He is now in custody. His court date has not been set.
Happening today, the village of DeForest Board is holding a special election. This comes after the board voted to certify a petition to recall trustee Bill Landgraf. Over 1,500 signed the petition to recall him. He will be on the ballot. Wisconsin Public Radio reports 2 others on the ballot, Stacy Peterson and Alicia Williams.
And happening today, the suspected shooter in the assassination of Charlie Kirk will be arraigned in Utah.
That's right. Authorities say 22-year-old Tyler Robinson fatally shot Kirk last week during a speaking engagement. The FBI is actively combing through Robinson's social media accounts to determine if anyone encouraged him or had prior knowledge of the shooting.
Here at home, growing fallout in Elkhorn. It comes after a false Facebook post wrongly linked an associate principal to comments on Kirk's death. Over 500 emails flooded the district's main line demanding the administrator's firing. It led to police being asked to stand guard at the school. The district's tech department traced the post to someone in Williams Bay. The superintendent warns of the dire consequences of social media misinformation.
Because I've seen social media cause things to spin out of control before people get the facts. So before we jump to conclusions, before we throw people under the bus, before we try to end people's careers, follow a proper process, be calm, be rational, and look into it.
The assistant principal has responded saying that she did not make the post about Kirk and has nothing but sympathy for his family.
In just a few hours, the man accused of killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson last December will appear in a Manhattan courtroom. Luigi Mangione's lawyers argue that the New York State case mirrors his federal case, raising concerns about double jeopardy. Mangione now awaits a judge's decision on which case, state or federal, will move forward first.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth reviewing a Pentagon watchdog report on his use of the encrypted messaging app Signal. It follows an April incident where a journalist was mistakenly added to a classified military operations chat. Hegseth, who denies sharing any classified material, can now comment on the findings before the final report is submitted to Congress.
Well, you may still see TikTok in U.S. app stores. The Trump administration says an agreement has been reached between the U.S. and China. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said a framework deal has been reached and President Trump and the Chinese president will meet on Friday. A bipartisan bill was set to ban TikTok in the U.S. unless its Chinese parent company ByteDance sold the app. That ban was set to go into effect tonight.
6:36, take a look at this. Archaeologists have uncovered one of the most sought after shipwrecks on Lake Michigan. This is the schooner F.J. King that went under off Bailey's Harbor 139 years ago. It was bringing iron ore from Escanaba, Michigan to Chicago when it went down. Everyone on board survived. Now, the Wisconsin Underwater Archaeology Association, along with a group of citizen scientists, are just ecstatic about the discovery.
A shout went up, of course, and we kind of were pinching ourselves. We couldn't believe it that we had found this, sort of legendary, elusive shipwreck that quickly, and as part of this public project that we really had kind of put together more as a training thing.
Well, now Wisconsin state underwater archaeologists will take a closer look at the wreck to find out more about the ship and its crew. They're also working to add it to the National Register of Historic Places. The state plans to release more information on how divers can visit the site early next year.
Very cool. The summer temperatures haven't put a damper on our Coats for Kids donations. We're now up to 719 coats. Not only did we receive 163 more coats, the Clinky Cleaners on Old Sock Road received 2 bags of handmade hats. Thank you to everyone who has contributed so far. You still have time. You have until October 4th to help us reach our 5,000 coats goal. You can drop off donations at any area Clinky Cleaners. The items will be cleaned and distributed to the Boys and Girls Clubs of Dane County next month.
Great news if you're a fan of Stella's hot and spicy cheese bread, and who isn't? Stella's Bakery is set to open up a new location. They sell thousands of loaves each Saturday at the Dane County Farmers Market. And now the State Journal is reporting Stella's is expanding to Regent Street in the Stadium District. It'll include a bakery, a cafe, and an outdoor patio. The owners bought the building in 2022. It needed some major work, and now it's almost ready. Look for it to open up right next to Indy Coffee in about a month.
Okay, I feel like I have to make it my business to go to Stella's now to get this spicy cheese bread because you all have talked so highly of it.
Yeah, they do have like a store. We were talking in the newsroom about this yesterday, and it's like Stella has like a store, like a location. Yeah, their bakery, which is kind of like hard to find. It's off the beaten path. Does have a little store where you can buy it right there if you don't go to the Dane County Farmers Market. It's also at a bunch of like area grocers and even some bars and restaurants sell it. But now it's going to be much more accessible when it opens up next month. It's just, you got to try it. I'd love to hear your feedback on it.
Yes, I know you said it's great. Savannah said it's great, and she also said something about their monkey bread, right?
Yeah, their monkey bread is so good. It's like cinnamon. It's almost like, looks like a braid kind of, but either one can't go wrong. They're both really, really good. You got to try them. We're down to 7 miles in Madison, Lone Rock's at 9, Juneau at 5. Some of that dense fog moving out of here. It's really confined it towards Waukesha, up towards Sheboygan and Manitowoc, even those areas seeing that clear a little bit. Basically, those areas that are closer to 10 miles of visibility are dealing with the warmer temperatures because they have more cloud cover. Could see a few showers west of Madison today. Our current temperature at 57. That's near normal. I think we'll see partly to mostly sunny skies, Madison and eastward. And temperatures, no matter where you're located, we've at least got the lower 80s later this afternoon. I think most of us could see the mid 80s again. Our forecast high later today, 84. So pretty nice day. Michelle Renee.
Well, coming up in your consumer news, a new law bans certain vape products here in the state. Why local shops worry about their customers.
And if you're thinking about purchasing a condo, you might want to think again. A condo owner's HOA nightmare and call for actions tips are coming up in my consumer report.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning, moving forward.
We're back at 6:44 on your Tuesday morning, and we want to speak directly to people thinking about buying a condo.
Our consumer reporter, Michelle Renee Quinn, shares one Madison woman's story, what went wrong, and how you can protect yourself. Michelle Renee, what'd you find out?
Chris, Kyrion, the City of Madison's down payment assistance program helped Megan buy her condo. But after a leak, the communal drainage pipe burst and her homeowners association, HOA, refused to fix it. Now, professional reports from the city health department and water intrusion experts confirmed the HOA owns the broken pipe. Personal homeowners insurance does not cover items not owned by the insured, and without the pipe fixed, both her and her neighbors were unable to access the plumbing in the condo. When management stopped returning her calls, Megan reached out to call for action. Megan has brought in mold investigators, experts to source the leak, and ServPro.
But at the end of the day, none of that was enough to get my HOA to move. Even those verified reports from professionals were not enough to get my HOA to act on my unit and to help me.
Under Wisconsin law, HOAs must maintain common elements like drainage systems. Now, a plastic tarp acts as a wall separating Megan from another male neighbor. She's unable to address the mold interior until the pipes and exterior leak is fixed. Megan, unable to safely live in her home, is using her nursing school tuition money to hire a lawyer. Now, Call for Action advises Megan and consumers in similar situations to start documenting any issues as soon as the problem first occurs. Use pictures, conversations, both written and verbal, and include relevant inspection names and dates. Formally report the problem and take time to research those governing documents thoroughly. This will all help if the problem escalates to legal action. And take your issue public at board meetings or in newsletters and conversations with neighbors, because if others are impacted, you may have more strength together. And at that point, you might consider reaching out to call for action. Jackie says a call alerting management of a potential public story often inclines them to do what's right.
Boy, what a mess for that woman. She's dealing with so much, and the headaches on top of it, you really feel for her.
Is she staying there right now?
She's not staying there right now. She has to commute an hour long just to get to school in Madison. So it's a lot. And when you take into consideration all of the money spent on all of the experts and commuting, it's a lot to take in.
All right, got a call for action telethon coming up this Thursday from 4 to 7. What should folks expect for this telethon, Michelle Renee?
You can call in live. We have volunteers in the building for 3 hours straight. If you need advice, they can give you that. If you have a case, then we can help with that too.
All right.
All good information this morning. Michelle Renee, thank you.
Absolutely.
I want to turn to some other consumer news this morning. A new state law here in Wisconsin requiring all vape products to be approved by the FDA before they can be sold. The change has led to empty shelves at some local smoke shops. They're having to get rid of old inventory or face fees. Some are as high as $1,000. The owners of a smoke shop in the Appleton area not only concerned about their business, they worry for their customers who relied on now unavailable vapes.
The thing that is impacted the most by this is our customers, though, because a lot of our customers have chose to quit smoking cigarettes, and now they have to come back to cigarettes.
Nonprofit Wisconsinites for Alternatives to Smoking Tobacco did file a lawsuit against this law. They got overruled, though, on September 5th.
As the temperatures cool, so do prices for airfare and hotels. Travel experts say fall is a great time to book a trip and save. If you want to see travel to some beautiful fall colors, Whistler, Canada is a great option. You can also head a bit further abroad to Europe, where many places offer major discounts at this time of year. One travel expert says airlines and hotels start slashing prices through mid-November, adding the best time to travel is the week before Thanksgiving, which I found surprising because I thought it would be like higher then.
Oh, yeah.
Because they always like, like hone in on that travel period. Yeah. But hey, I guess if it's abroad, maybe it's different.
Yeah, that could be a difference maker.
Domestically,
I love fall in Wisconsin. It's gorgeous.
But
it's beautiful.
It is.
Why don't anybody want to leave?
I know. They didn't say it to go all fall long, just for a little getaway.
All right.
There you go.
I'm a homer, what can I say?
Well, let's check in with Savannah, who's getting people ready to head out the door this morning. Hey there.
Hey guys, good morning. Got the fog out there. We're down to 7 miles in Madison. Not as widespread as what we have towards the lake, but for the most part, these are coming up. Juneau and Janesville both at 5, Lone Rock's at 9. You can kind of tell where the warmer temperatures are. Everybody that's seeing 10 miles of visibility, waking up with more cloud cover and hence warmer temperatures. Monroe's at 60, 62 in Platteville, all the way up to 65 this morning in La Crosse, 56 in the Dells. We're at 57 here. Janesville's at 55. So temperatures are on the warmer side for some of us, most of us waking up to even above average temperatures right now, and that'll set the tone for later in the day. We've got the 80s sticking around for today and the next couple of days before we track a little bit cooler of air, but still above average temperatures by a couple degrees heading into this upcoming weekend. Our forecast high 84 today in Madison. Most of us at least going to see the lower, if not mid 80s. I think places like Platteville, Boscobel, especially up towards La Crosse and Black River Falls, they're going to see more cloud cover than what we're going to see in Madison. And then mostly clear skies, a southerly light wind overnight. I think we could wake up to some patchy fog again tomorrow. I don't think it'll be as widespread though as what we're seeing for areas southeast across the rest of southern Wisconsin. Temperatures dip to about 60. Some of us are expecting to dip into the upper 50s. Similar to tomorrow, more clouds northwest of Madison. I think that's more so where the better chances for showers are going to be across central Wisconsin. Not only today and tomorrow, tomorrow. Westward, areas like Prairie du Chien, La Crosse could see a few spotty ones today and tomorrow. I just think our better chances are going to return over this upcoming weekend. That's with the cooler air that's going to come through Friday, Saturday, and Sunday briefly. You can see the yellows and even some greens getting into Wisconsin. But we're seeing below normal temperatures briefly for areas out in the Great Plains, Pacific Northwest, but then you can see the ridge rebounding, and that cooler air actually gets shifted a little bit further northwestward. So most of the country, relatively speaking, aside of a couple of days here and there, are going to see above average temperatures sticking around. We'll see that cool down over the weekend and then back pushing near 80 by most of next week.
All right. Temperature's looking pretty good. Savannah, thank you. Coming up in the morning sprint, the Hilldale restaurant that will be closing its doors.
And we have a special Look Who's 3 today. Now, we normally don't show pets, but we're wishing Michelle Reday's cat, Jack, a happy 3rd birthday. Happy birthday, Jack. We're back with the sprint next. .654, time for the morning sprint.
Israel leaders announced they have expanded their operation in Gaza City. Taking a live look now, Israel bombed the area with heavy strikes overnight, killing at least 20 people. This comes as independent experts commissioned by the UN have just concluded that Israel is committing genocide in Gaza.
The Utah County Sheriff's Office investigating a car crash at Devil's Lake State Park. It killed a 24-year-old Madison man and seriously injured 2 others. Sunday evening, a high-speed Ford Mustang failed to make a turn when leaving the park and crashed into a tree. The driver died at the scene. 2 passengers hospitalized with life-threatening injuries. Authorities have yet to release the identities of those involved.
The Great Dane Pub at Hilldale is closing. Owners say changing restaurant trends and declining revenue forced the decision. Founded in 1994, it's Madison's original brew pub. The company will keep operating its other locations in Fitchburg, downtown, and the east side. The Hilldale Pub closes for good on November 8th.
Today, the suspected shooter in the assassination of Charlie Kirk will be arraigned in Utah. Authorities believe 22-year-old Tyler Robinson shot and killed Kirk last week. The FBI continues to comb through social media accounts that Robinson used, working to determine if anyone encouraged him or had prior knowledge of the shooting.
Temperatures are still going to be in the 80s the next couple of days. We're looking at a beautiful day. More clouds west of Madison, more sunshine east of Madison this afternoon as we climb to the mid-80s. And then we gradually see those temperatures cool down a little bit, still looking at above average temps even heading into the weekend. I think that's when our best chances for rain are going to return for most of us. And then as that system moves out of here, we warm back up. We're looking at highs close to 80 again most of next week.
All right, we can deal with a little rain and right back to it.
Yes, looking forward to the.
You'll get your time to shine. I promise.
Fall's on the way.
Yes.
Thanks for watching. CBS Mornings is coming up next.